What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I want to chat with you guys about an ongoing topic, and a lot of people come to this channel. A lot of people talk a lot of shit, a lot of people talk a lot of trash, and they brand me as this guy that just hates Deontay Wilder. I don't hate Deontay Wilder. I'm American. And because I'm American, because I'm a black American, I expect more out of him. I expect more out of our American champion, more than what he's done. And here's the significance of Deontay Wilder. In the last 2 years, if we go back past 2018, okay, did we really hear about Deontay Wilder? No, not really. The significance of Deontay Wilder is at least his name is being brought up from by guys that love him, fans of him, criticize him, or hate him, right? Either way, his name comes up. Either way, his name gets transmitted, gets transferred, gets exposed, right? The exposure of Deontay Wilder has freakishly grew just like his power, right? But if you go back past 2 years, nobody talked about Deontay Wilder. He was just that heavyweight guy that was knocking out people that we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really start talking about Deontay Wilder until Anthony Joshua, until Vladimir Klitschko, okay? We heard more about Fury when Fury upset Klitschko than we heard about Deontay Wilder, period. Because where Deontay Wilder stepped down, Tyson Fury stepped up. And then later on, Anthony Joshua stepped up. So those guys made their mark by taking out the king, by defeating that king. Tyson Fury did it with his boxing skills and charisma and mind games, along with speed. Joshua did it with power, speed, boxing IQ, and heart, because he needed it. I heard Teddy Atlas say something that made a lot of sense, and he was referring to Mike Tyson, but a fighter is not a fighter until they reach some type of adversity. They have to come back from something. Like a lawyer is not a lawyer until they get hit with that witness that comes in and gives them the statement, no further questions, because they don't have anything to rebuttal, because the testimony was so great, right? Well, compared to boxing, Joshua had to overcome something. Tyson Fury had to overcome something. There were two different ways. Joshua had to do it inside the ring. Tyson Fury had to do it outside the ring. Therefore, our American champion, Deontay Wilder, what did he have to overcome? Then, okay, 3 years ago, he had to do what? He didn't get the opportunity to. Now, I fought his team for the way they promoted him. I always will. But then a man speaks for himself. I know he puts these people in charge of his career. Was that a good idea? I guess. It's just like staying at a job too long that you knew you should have left a long fucking time ago. But you stayed there long enough and you did get a raise eventually, but that doesn't compare to what you could have got somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Yes, he's doing well now, business-wise now, but he could have done a lot more moving away and promoting himself a long time ago, because nobody didn't know who he was. And a lot of people say, well, man, you hating on Wilder, you need to back our American champion. Well, it's kind of difficult to back Deontay Wilder. I can respect what he does. He knocks people the fuck out. That's what Deontay Wilder does. No ifs, ands, buts. That's it. That's what he does. It's like this. Most guys, man, I was beating Deontay Wilder until I got knocked the fuck out. You know, I can respect that because I respect all aspects of boxing, fighting. You know, I love martial arts. You know, I love combat sports. I love the beauty of it. But here's the thing. If you rely on your power, that is going to be tested sooner or later. Yes, he had some adversity recently. Well, should I say last year against Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz. You know, his power prevailed both times. But it's going to be a time when he's going to need more than that. Now, I can appreciate that he's going back to the basics. He's doing things that he should have done a long time ago. That's great news because, see, he knows he's going to be fighting people that will give him a challenge. So by default, he has to understand that the people that he was fighting were little to less risk. He didn't have to worry about doing what he's doing now, going back to the basics. He didn't have to worry about that shit. All he had to do is land that right hand. Bow! Right up the pipe. You know, around the guard, however he does it. Upside the head. That's Deontay Wilder. Right? Just land the fucking thing. He can get him out of there good night, short night, just like Dominic Brazil. Okay? Now, I can respect that. But as far as the debate and who wanted what and this, that, and the other, I hope the best for him. I just wish he had the boxing skills with it. He would be one of the most dangerous opponents. He would be a heavyweight Thomas Hearns if he could fucking box like Thomas Hearns. If he could box in angles. He knows how to use his height. He knows how to sit back and wait, but he's got too used to that. If he could just turn his left hook over, right, uppercut, make more of his, or create a repertoire of punches, then jab, right, or jab right. Okay? If he could do more than that, he throws an uppercut every now and then, but that's on the premise he gets you hurt. That's the only way he throws more than that punch. It's like watching a tennis match. Okay, wait for Deontay Wilder to land a right. Let's go home. That could be exciting to some fighters, but it's not to me because I know boxing and I know the sweet science. And Deontay Wilder's got hit. Now I could say he's tough. He has speed and he has heart. Okay, you can't say the man don't have heart because he does. But anyway, like Deontay Wilder should really be criticized more because the more people criticize him and the more they expect out of him, I think it will push him to do more in his career. You know? Yeah, he fought Ortiz. Okay. That was a great fight. You know, everybody know I'm an Ortiz fan, but you got to give it to him. He did survive the 7th round. Now, we know it's other shit to that. You know? I will say this. I don't appreciate the protection that he has. I feel that he has. You know, I think any fighter shouldn't have protection whatsoever. No kind of leeway, none of that. No. Don't stop the fight in the middle of the fucking fight to ask if the fighter's okay after he's dropped the other guy. Don't do that. You know, I can't respect that. Again, you know, subjectively, I question where Deontay Wilder is. You know, he will show me in the Fury fight. And Fury will show me something too. Though both of those guys have something to prove, I think more Deontay does rather than Fury, because I think Fury did enough to win the first fight. And Deontay Wilder, he is making amends in his own way. However, I do feel prior to Joshua getting knocked out, he was just eluding that fight. And if he was doing that, guys, how are we supposed to know he wanted that fight the whole time anyway? Let's just be real. But people think that I just talk about Deontay Wilder, that I got something personal against him. No, I don't. You know, I think that he was a totally different person when he started. I think he relied on his team to make the choices for him. And that's why he fought all those fights that he fought. I think he should really question his team. I really do. If I was around him, he probably wouldn't like me too much because I would be that friend of his that was a true friend of his that told him how I really felt versus what he wanted to hear, because a lot of people want cheerleaders instead of fucking coaches. You know what I mean? As close friends or that warm circle of friends that's around them, they expect people to hype them up instead of ask questions like, hey, man, what the fuck are you doing? You know? Why aren't you fighting Ortiz? Yeah, he tested positive, but shit, a lot of people test positive for drugs. Sugar Shane, Roy Jones, Fernando Vargas. Shit, those are fucking all-time greats, right? They tested positive for some sort of banned substance, so you can't throw them under the bus and avoid a fight that you could have fought a long time ago. You know what I mean? Because this is what happens. He gets credit for Ortiz, but then Ortiz is old. Everyone brags and jokes about him being what? Old. Okay? So if they brag about, even he bragged about it. So if you brag about a person being old, how much credibility are we supposed to give you? That's what I'm saying. See, it's one of those things where fucking turkeys, of all things, turkeys in the road. Crazy. Turkeys. Wow. Anyway, like, if you joke about someone's age, that's not making it your win that credible. Sure, he's a dangerous opponent. You're the first one to do it, but damn, what has he done with any other opponent? You know, it'd be different if he fought Joshua or, you know, or fought Dominique Brazil or any fighter that you fought that you beat. That would be a whole totally different thing. Then you match you against him versus what he did with the opponents that you fought and what you did with the opponents, right? And match you guys up. But Ortiz, man, I mean, he's fighting Ortiz again. I'm happy for him to get the payday for Ortiz. But he fucked himself being a pawn. And, you know, that's another story. But back to Wilder. I think that it's kind of hard to start anew now simply because how he started. If you start wrong with something, it's kind of, you know, I know he's trying to make an amends. I respect that. I respect him trying to, hey, let me fight Fury again. But here's the thing. Why would you avoid a fight that everyone wants to see? And we will learn a lot about Deontay Wilder when his career, because I think his career is coming to an end. You know, he's been injured a few times. He has over 40 fights. He has some dynamic knockouts. And if you really notice, Deontay Wilder's knocked down or out every fucking body that he's ever been in the ring with. Now, that's a fact. Now, if you love knockouts, just the pure heart of somebody getting knocked the fuck out, you're going to love Deontay Wilder. And I love knockouts. I was the first one to report him knocking out Dominique Brazil. One of the first guys. The first channels. Hey, Dominique Brazil got knocked the fuck out. Right? And it was exciting. It was something that you wanted to report. Show off, expose. It went viral. People love knockouts, you know? And I think Deontay Wilder can get a lot of MMA guys, you know, to respect him because, you know, MMA is like short night. You get on your back, you get your shit hammered out of you, they stop the fight. Boxing, you get knocked the fuck out, it's over with. Boxing's more, I feel, more structured, you know what I mean? But if he's giving people those type of knockouts, that's like, that can change a lot. But if he adds the boxing ability to it, I feel that he can go farther than he's ever been or any other champion. But of course, we know that everyone has their flaws in the sport. I think that Wilder is protected. And he doesn't need it. Just like I feel Canelo was protected a lot of his fights. A lot of his fights, decisions, you know, they went a certain way. Fighters don't need protection. Fighters need to protect themselves in the ring. They don't need outside protection. They don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I think a fight should be fairly fought. I don't think that people should be protected and guided and guarded and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? If he was meant to get knocked out by Ortiz, that should have happened. Then we would have seen what he could have done when he lost. Let the man lose. Let him fall. I think Shelly Finkel fucking sucked him on his titty for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I think he babied him for a long time. And he didn't need that at all. You know, you should have threw him in the pool. You sank or swim, motherfucker. That's how it should have been. And I don't think that happened with Deontay Wilder. And that's my problem I have with him. Besides the business side, I mean, I really don't know him personally. I respect his knockouts. He knocks people the fuck out. The power is real. It's the real deal. You can ask the people that's got hit by him and that's got hit by Joshua. He hits fucking harder than anyone, you know? So you can't take that away. But I just want to see something else besides power, minus the protection. That's all I'm saying about it. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder and my thoughts about Deontay Wilder. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.